there, welcome back to It's Only Paper. I'm going to have a chatty one with you today. I wanted to talk about journals, what I'm journaling right now, what I'm enjoying the most, and also future journals that I've got planned as well. So I have got, you can't really see it here actually, I've got a great big pile of journals next to me. Can you see them now? There's absolutely loads. I should have started off the video here actually, shouldn't I? I've got so many journals on the go. How many do you have on the go? What's the norm? There isn't a norm, is there? Let's face it, you do what you want to do. But do you tend to have one journal on the go? I suppose as well, especially for those people that do maybe daily or weekly journaling, you just keep that journal on the go. However, I think this kind of sums up how my brain works. Just bit of chaos. I've got so many. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are my active journals. I have got other journals as well that I do occasionally dip in and out of, but these are the ones that I actively work in. So I'm going to go through, explain to you why I love them, which are my favourites, what I've been enjoying doing the most lately, and like I said, then we'll go on to talk about sort of future journaling plans as well, what ideas I've got coming up. So I'm going to start with my absolute favourite at the moment, and I will give you a little look inside them as well. My favourite right now, and probably this year, although I've got a close second, is going to be my weekly journal. This is a DIY journal. In fact, no, they are pretty much all DIY journals actually. My things have really changed. Gone from like my TNs that I was working in, and yeah, I've completely changed how I'm journaling now. I've just realised that. So this is my favourite. It does need a bit of TLC, one of the signatures. I used pink string and it snapped. I do need to change that. But look at that. This is what makes me happy. Looking through, I'm halfway through and I absolutely love this journal. It just brings me so much joy. That really is pure joy, isn't it? And like I said, that's only one signature as well. So yeah, I started this at the beginning of the year. I have got a flip through coming up very soon. Actually, I may have already done that. But yeah, this is a proper junk journal as well, which I am loving. Using up stash. It's a different way of journaling. I'm finding that I'm doing a lot of the time. I'm loving all the colours, and I have actually been keeping up the weekly journaling. Sometimes it's not weekly, sometimes it's just like, could be a weekend. For example, this was like one day, this was one day. We've just had a lot going on. This was a weekend. But then other times I've got, let's just do an example. I'm not giving very good examples here. This was my brother's hen do. This was like mid to end April, so non-date specific, just various events that happened. I've kept this journal so chilled, and it really suits me, and I think that's why it's worked so well for me. I feel so much freedom with this, no pressure. I can just really do whatever I want in it. It is just the best journal I've ever made. And I think the other thing is, because I've got the pages ready made, although they're not decorated, to go in and create something is just so easy. You can do as little or as much as you want, because you've got your pages there set up. So yeah, I really love this, and I will definitely be keeping up this type of journal in future, and I will definitely be continuing on for the next 6 months, or till the end of the year then, in this journal, and I will be doing another similar one next year as well. This is like the perfect way for journaling for me. I feel like, yeah, I've cracked it now. This is how I journal. My next favourite, you've probably guessed this one already, is my huge Disney journal. This one I have totally fallen in love with. It's the size for me, I think. Well, two things. One is the size. It just gives me I'm using that word again, freedom. It gives me so much freedom creating in this. I love the vintage feel. I love that this is an old book. Yeah, it just makes me really, really happy creating in this one. It doesn't fit great under my recording station I have set up, but this is like a really good go-between scrapbooking and journaling when it comes to size. Look at that artwork. It's amazing, isn't it? It really is. Again, I've got the benefit of having the pages there all ready to go, so I can do as much or as little as I like. For example, here, I really did use the original artwork, which I love. I love that I dip in and out as well. I don't do them in order, which I really like. This one really suited this page, so this one went here. This one, look, there's nothing there at the moment. That one's so freaky, we won't talk about that one. But yeah, I feel, again, really free with this one. It makes me really, really happy. I'm having so much fun with this. It wouldn't be ideal. Would I make them this size again? Not every single time, as much as I do love it. Because one of my reasons for changing from 12 by 12 scrapbooking to journaling was the size. I don't want to have great big journals, great big scrapbooks all the time. So this is perfect. So no, I won't be making them this size every single time. But it's been fun to do. And I'm really, really enjoying dipping in and out of this journal to document our Orlando stories. Really, really loving this one. My next one I'm going to talk about, I've got a little bit of a love-hate relationship with this one. It's my new home journal. I haven't done masses in it. I expected to do a lot more. However, it's all about my new home process, selling our house, looking for a new house. I wanted to document the whole lot, just so that when we do eventually move, we've got the whole story to tell. However, I'm finding the whole moving process really stressful. I'm not enjoying it anymore. And so therefore the journaling side is making me feel a bit icky when I'm doing it. I'll show you the journal anyway, just in case you haven't seen it, because the actual journal itself I really love. So in case you haven't seen it, it started life as a book in Aid's office. It was never meant to be chunky. I haven't extended the spine, so we're gonna have problems. I expected just to do flat journaling, but I can't seem to journal without a flip and a flap and a tuck and a tip and you name it. But look, it's so beautiful. I love it. And I do know that if I continue with it, you imagine in, say, a year's time, if we're in a beautiful home that we're totally in love with, and I've told the whole story of getting from A to B, I will be so happy. But like I said, I am finding it a little bit tricky, so I know I've got to just grin and bear it. Maybe what I need to do is just sit down one afternoon and just do a whole load of journaling. Maybe that's what I need to do. I focused on like some house hunting. We found a really nice town. I focused on that. The actual journal itself, there's not too much in here. It's different to the others. It's a no-sew journal. I will leave a link to each journal below as I've made them as well. And as you can see, the pages are book pages. The good thing is, I guess, if I do end up with too many, I can easily tear them out. So that's a positive, because I don't want it to end up like that, which I think it's going to, because it's already like that and I've only done a few pages. Yeah, so I think I may need to remove a few pages, but that's going to be simple. It is just going to be a case of getting my craft knife again and taking them out. So I think I'll need to do that. But yeah, I haven't done any of the stressful selling stuff. I know I need to put that in here. Some things have gone wrong. That needs to go in here. It's difficult, isn't it? It's difficult journaling painful stuff. And I know in the whole grand scheme of things, my pain in comparison to a lot of other people's pain isn't pain at all. But we're finding it stressful at the moment. And yeah, I do want it included in this journal. But again, I think that sums me up. I'm not one to confront difficult situations. Anything that makes me uncomfortable, I shy away from. I don't sort of like tackle. I am very much a bury my head in the cloud type of person. And I think that just about sums it up with the journal, because I'm not comfortable. Even talking about it makes me feel really horrible. So I'm not wanting to journal about it. but I know I will regret it at the end of the day. So how do you tackle situations like that? Are you good at journaling things that make you feel uncomfortable? Do you find that it actually helps you? Maybe it's like therapy, isn't it? They say that with journaling. And I know, but I do it in a different way for mine. I tend to focus on the happy things and that lifts my spirits. I'm not good at tackling the negatives, so let me know how you deal with things. Anything negative in your life, do you get it down in your journal? Let's put this one to one side. My next one. Ooh, this one's become really chunky. To the point that it needed a bigger spine, really. I didn't think this one out too well, and it's kind of like outgrown itself. It's huge. Do you want to take a look inside? So this is a little golden book. I need to take a lesson from this and go larger. I thought I had loads of room for this spine. I was kidding myself. Look at that. And the problem is when you get to this stage that when you want to journal, it's very difficult because you haven't got the room to push the pages back. We've still got a few pages. Actually, I haven't got that many. So, right, this is a question then. I'm getting to the stage where this journal is almost full. I think I actually maybe need to go through, I've got some space there. I maybe need to go through my, oh, that's cute. My stories in my journal. No, my stories from, oh, actually I have got a few pages here and there. I need to go through my actual photos, I think, and have a think about what I still want to tell. This was from our October trip, October 22 to Florida. See, that's the thing, 3 weeks with the family in Florida. There's a lot of stories going on there. Something I have tried to do, rather than having like one page per story, I have grouped some together. Yeah, I have got a few pages, but again, you can see it's difficult to journal because I haven't got the space. So morning fun, I've just done a whole load of coffee things there. Yeah, some things I have kind of like grouped together. I'm just seeing if there's anything else. What else? Actually, no, I tell a lie. This one is our June trip. This isn't. Where's the other trip? Where's the one with the family? I'm confused. Have I lost a journal? I am really confused. This one is June with Louie and Maisie. No! I panicked then. I thought I'd lost a journal. This is 2019. The first signature is, that's why I've got gaps in the middle. The first signature was our January trip. And then the next signature was June trip with Louie and Maisie. And then this part is with the family. I really thought I'd lost a journal then. So this is 2019. Yeah, I need to have a think about what, this one's kind of fallen to bits a bit, what I still need to journal. I think I've still got lots of stories to add. Yeah, so like this was like a whole day here. It's quite a busy one. This was what I was talking about, bunching things together. So this is just about my sister being my best friend and some little stories for that. So that's where I've grouped things together. But yeah, I do need to have a little think. I like this one. Look, it's so cute. I do need to, that was when we went to Celebration. I do need to have a little think about the stories I still want to tell. Something that I don't get hung up about is finishing a trip. Because sometimes I think of a story and I want to go back. There's always loads more photos to add. So unless it was absolutely full, I don't get hung up about thinking that I need to finish it. I just dip in and out as I want to and just have fun with it. So yeah, that doesn't bother me so much. I'm really worried then. I really thought I'd lost a journal. Do you know, that's quite a good idea actually, to do one journal if you've got a few trips in a year. I quite like that idea. Next up, this one made me really happy the other day, and this is one I've got plans to use in. I haven't done much in here. It could do with a bit of a redo, this one. It was one of my first books that I actually turned into a journal. It's my bucket list journal, and just places that we want to go to, places that we haven't been to, but I do the research in here. It is a Dr. Seuss book. I love Dr. Seuss. It's such a happy book. The colours are so happy. Look at that page there. This was me documenting Key West. We didn't end up going. We ended up cancelling that part of the trip. However, the great thing is about this journal, if we decide we ever want to go, I've got all the information here for the trip. Places we want to go to. It's just perfect. It is like a research journal. I watched a vlog the other day. This was the page that I created. And this lady that I watch on YouTube and her husband went to Arizona. They stayed in 2 amazing places and I loved them so much. So I went on, printed off some photos from Google Maps, and I just wrote in there that I really wanted to go, where the hotels were, just so then if ever we come to wanting to go, the information is there. So there's other places that I want to do. I've done Gibraltar, that's on my bucket list as well. Marrakesh is somewhere that's high up on our list at the moment. We would really like to go next year for a quick visit. So I think I need to do a page in Marrakesh. But it's fun having a journal like this where you're not journaling in it every week, but if you want to do something creative, a little bit different, you can then pull out one of your other journals. I think that's why I like having so many on the go, because I'm not always in the mood for doing the same thing. I like to keep it varied, so that's why I think I like having lots on the go. My next one, I haven't actually journaled in this one for a little while, but I am going to talk about it. Another DIY journal. This one is a complete freedom journal. Question I get asked a lot for those who go on holidays, especially those that have been on quite a few Disney holidays. Where do you start? You've been on so many trips, you've kept all the memorabilia, you've kept all the photos, but you've yet to document a trip. How and where do you start? You need one of these. Grab yourself a journal. It can be a scrapbook as well if you prefer a scrapbook. And give yourself one rule only, and that is that there are no rules. And do it in any order. Do whatever takes your fancy. The main thing is you tell your stories. I'm going to show you inside and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So I purposely started this journal for that reason of, you know, when you've got a photo and you don't know what to do with it, it goes in here. I've got some from 2007. Most of these are original photos from my photo stash that I've had. I haven't actually journaled in all of it. I've meant to, but then the years vary. See, young ones, I've got I think 2010 here and 2012 on this side. There is no particular order to any of them, but it's such a fun journal. I just love that feeling of finding a photo or being in the mood to do something, and I just will grab a photo and come here. It just makes me really happy. I love that there's no order. I really love this journal, and again, it's one of my favorites, I think, and I would highly recommend just starting. See, this one is last year's with the family. I actually did this one in here by mistake instead of the other one, but I love it. Yeah, no rules, just do what makes you happy. This one I've just done about meeting Pooh Bear there with the kids, 2007, and on this side it was 2017, I think. So yeah, I like how varied this one is. Again, the pages are all decorated, or they're there as pages, as you can see, so that makes it easier. But yeah, I really recommend just starting. That is the biggest tip I can give you. If you're holding back, just start. It does not matter that you may not know all the dates. It does not matter that everything is in order. The main thing is that you have your stories told. I always say that, don't I? But it's true. It really is true. And you will be so thankful that you've done that. So just start. That's the biggest tip I can give you. Just start. I've also got 2 other journals here that I was going to talk to you about that I do kind of dip in and out of, but not so often. But they're 2 very different journals, so it may actually help you with some ideas. My next one, I recently created in this one, it's my recipe journal. For those that like scrapbooking but want to try out the journaling, this one is a really good go-between because you've got the benefits of scrapbooking. I've got an A5 planner here. I've got these actually on my website, but you can also pick them up for like £6 in Primark, especially if you love Disney. It's a really good way to start a Disney one. This is my recipe journal. I've got some loose bits in here. Let's take those out. And when you've got a planner, you can make it really cute in there as well. You can do smaller ones as well. I've got some like sort of like A6 type size there as well on the shelf. But this one I love. And the idea is I have got not only recipes in here. Actually, let me pop this on the desk. Not only have I got the recipes, I've got the stories behind them as well. This works really well. It's a really informative journal because I have got the recipes. It does get used. It sits on my shelf in my studio, and Louis will quite often come and grab it for pancakes. I really do love this one. It's got laminated dashboards. Yeah, it's a practical journal, and it's one that I wish I did add to more often actually. I did this one recently. That was one with Rocky Road. They're recipes that I make on a regular basis. Oh, and this one was the most recent one, the flapjacks that I make. I've been just using a printed off piece of paper for goodness knows how many years. So the recipe is now in there. But yeah, this is one that I need to add to more often. I think it's a really fun one. Doesn't have to be recipes, like I said. The beauty of this is that you can take them out because you've got the rings, so you can put them in any order. And you are just working on one page at a time. The pages in my kits are perfect for this because they are that size. You just need to add the holes and you've got your little page there. Aren't they perfect? Love this. I would highly recommend this as well, especially if you are wanting to maybe start changing from scrapbooking to journaling, or you just want to give journaling a go if you haven't done it before. It is like a really happy sort of go-between. And if you are a scrapbooker, you can see the size difference between that and a 12 by 12. It's so much easier to keep. It just takes up so much less space. So even if it's just for that reason, I really recommend giving this a whirl. My final one is this one here. This is one I haven't dipped into for a while. I do like this one. It's stories. That's all this one started out as. It is a recipe book that I've turned into a little bit of an art journal. I kind of forget about this one a bit, but it makes me happy. I've just taken out pages, I've painted over pages, and just doing stories, things that make me happy. It started off as a little bit as like a sort of smile journal, which I've made before. Just about things that, this was a bit of a happy mail challenge I set myself at the start of the year. So yeah, it's quite random. But it's one I need to remember to dip back into actually, because I really enjoy this one. And yeah, I've kind of forgotten about it a little bit. What are the pages? Oh, I did this one. There, my goals for 2022. So yeah, I quite like this one. It's really quite fun and easy, but I do forget it. I was also going to talk about plans for upcoming journals. I have got a Disney trip obviously coming up very close. I've been talking about that. So I haven't decided how I want to journal that yet. It is with a road trip with friends, so I would like to keep it separate. I have got some beautiful vintage Disney books that have been gifted to me. So actually, I'm going to grab one. Romy gifted me this. It is the outsides of a book. And I was actually thinking Fun Time Storybook I thought would be perfect because we've got the Disney side. My girlfriends that we're then meeting up with on the road trip are Disney. And although we're not in Disney with them, we're going to the Carolinas. I thought that would be really perfect. And we're hoping to meet up with a couple of friends along the way, which are also Disney friends as well. So yeah, I've just spoken myself into it. This is going to be my next journal that I'm going to be creating. I'm going to be definitely continuing on with the weekly journaling. That just makes me so happy. And like I said, I will continue that into next year as well. And I think that's about it at the moment. I've got a couple of little mini journals that I want to make, but I haven't really included them in here. Yeah, this is going to be my next one. I've just decided. Anyway, I really hope you've enjoyed this today. I hope maybe it's given you a little bit of insight as to why I like to have so many journals on the go. Let me know if you do too. And also as to how the journals work for me, what I like about them, what hasn't been working for me, and yeah, how I plan to move forward with them as well. Hope you've enjoyed this. Thank you for watching. I'd love to hear from you and hear how you're working in your journals right now, what's working for you, what isn't working for you, and have you got any future journal plans as well. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.